Hello, everybody. This week, I decided to rebuild my mental health self-care spot on my new island. I also build a cemetery. There will not be any commentary for the cemetery build. I apologize for not having commentary on that build, but I cannot do it. And we also learn about Kabuki's backstory. And I also discuss what happened to my offline island of Elwyn. I was devastated when I lost both Nightshade and Elwyn. What happened to Elwyn was I fell asleep playing Animal Crossing, and it went into sleep mode for 2 days. I thought I saved and quit, but I didn't. I was going to play on Elwyn, and I was greeted with an unknown error has occurred. I checked for corrupted data and found out that the saved data for Animal Crossing was corrupted. What hurt the most was that I lost Hippo, Caesar, and Nate, the 3 favorites on my island of Elwyn. I will be doing another series like I did for Elwyn. The videos for the new series will be shorter like the Elwyn videos, between 5 to 12 minutes in length. Everything in this build of the mental health self-care spot is a reference to Doctor Who. Doctor Who was first started in 1963. The first Doctor Who story was called An Unearthly Child, which aired on November 23rd, 1963. The star of the first series of Doctor Who was William Hartnell. There have been 15 doctors between William Hartnell to the current Doctor. My favorite doctors are John Pertwee, Tom Baker, and Sylvester McCoy. Fun fact, John Pertwee was the first actor to drive a car in an episode of Doctor Who. It was in the 1970s episode Inferno. Doctor Who is my comfort show. Whenever I'm feeling sad, I always put on Doctor Who and it cheers me right up. The statue is a reference to the Weeping Angels, who made a first appearance in the episode of Doctor Who called Blink in 2007. The Doctor in that episode was the 10th Doctor, who was played by the brilliant and talented actor David Tennant, who is my favorite modern Doctor. What the episode Blink is about is a young woman named Sally Sparrow who encounters the terrifying Weeping Angel statue like aliens that can only move when no one is looking at them. The Doctor is trapped in the past and communicates with her through cryptic messages to help her defeat the angels and save the TARDIS. The decayed trees and the Titan Arum and the vines are a reference to the 1976 serial of Doctor Who called The Seeds of Doom, which stars the brilliant actor Tom Baker, who was the longest actor who played Doctor Who for the longest time. He played the Doctor from 1974 to 1981. The plot of The Seeds of Doom is the fourth Doctor, Tom Baker, and his assistant must stop a dangerous alien planet from taking over the world. After two of its seed pods are found in the Antarctic, one pod infected a person and one pod was stolen by a botanist, Harrison Chase, who wants to cultivate it, while the pod who infected the human, it mutates into a crinoid, and the Doctor has to figure out how to stop the crinoid from fully spreading its seeds, which would destroy all animals' life on Earth. The phone box is a reference to the TARDIS. The scooter is a reference to the 10th Doctor in the episode The Idiot's Lantern, in which he drove a Vespa in the episode. The Idiot's Lantern is a British slang term for a television set. The plot of the episode is in 1953 London during the week of the coronation of the Queen. The 10th Doctor and Rose investigate mysterious TV sets that steal people's faces. They discover an alien called the Wire, which plans to consume the minds of millions during the coronation broadcast. The Doctor and a local boy named Tommy race to build a device to capture the Wire before it can succeed, but not before Rose becomes a faceless victim. The bike is a reference to the third Doctor, John Pertwee, and the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, who both rode bikes in several episodes in their seasons of Doctor Who. I wanted to make the mental health self-care spot into like a castle courtyard because I am a huge fan of castles, like I said earlier. I've always had a love of castles ever since I was little. I like sci-fi, and I'm a huge fan of the novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The Frankenstein novel was the first novel that I ever read on my own for fun. I read it on a trip to up north from where I'm from, where they have the boat tours where you can tour castles, and you can actually tour the castle like I talked about last week. The castle walls are a reference to the Doctor Who serial The Time Warrior, which is a 1973 story. The plot of the story is the unit investigates the mysterious disappearance of scientists from a research facility. The Doctor discovers they are being taken back to medieval England by a Santoran warrior, Lynx, who needs them to repair his crashed spaceship. A journalist, Sarah Jane Smith, stows away in the TARDIS and joins the Doctor in the past, where they find out that Lynx is allied with an outlaw named Irongron, providing him with futuristic hardware in exchange for shelter. The Doctor must rescue the scientist, stop Lynx, and prevent the Santoran from changing history. The story ends by Sarah Jane becoming the Doctor's companion. My backstory for Kabuki is that he was a Kabuki actor in Tokyo, Japan. First, before I get into his backstory, I will give you a little history of Kabuki actors. The first Kabuki actor first appeared in 1603 with Izumu no Akuni, who appeared with her all-female dance troupe. Kabuki started out as a Kabuki actor in Tokyo, where he was born. Kabuki wanted to bring the Kabuki theater to LA, so he packed up and moved to LA. When he was performing in a show where he had to sing, a famous record producer was in the audience, which Kabuki did not know about. Kabuki was approached by the producer after the show. He told him that he heard him sing and asked him if he would like to record a few songs. Kabuki recorded the songs for the record producer. Kabuki didn't think that anything would happen after the songs were recorded, but to Kabuki's shock, he had the first two number one and number two songs on the charts, and they were on the charts for a month. Kabuki decided that he wanted to retire from acting and focus on his career on music. He recorded a few albums. After 10 years of recording, Kabuki decided to retire. He signed up for the Nook's Deserted Island Getaway Package because he heard about what Luna Key was, and he wanted to live there. Kabuki is another prime example of don't judge a book by its cover. Kabuki does look grumpy, but Kabuki is actually a really nice guy. He cares about his friends, and he just loves to just sing and entertain everybody on the island. Seeing a smile on other people's faces when he's singing makes him very, very happy. It's because he likes to see other people smile and be happy. Kabuki likes to also stroll around the island and talk to his neighbors, wave at them, and check in on them to see how they're doing. Kabuki is just a really nice guy. Kabuki gets along with everybody. He doesn't like it when his friends are sad. He will go out of his way just to cheer you up. I didn't get this on camera, but when I got my house fully upgraded, Kabuki was the first person to walk up to my character and want to talk to him, and he said that he's very happy that my house got upgraded. Thank you for watching my video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.